Hello, you're watching World Talks on TVP World. My name is Sasha Farbach. Just weeks after opening another chapter in its European Union accession negotiations, Moldova is preparing for a new government that promises to revive the economy and accelerate reforms. Parliament is set to vote Tuesday on Vasile Tofan's cabinet as President Maia Sandu looks to steady the country's politics amid corruption concerns, hybrid threats, and an increasingly challenging regional security environment. Our guest is Kamil Całus, a senior fellow in the Department for Belarus, Ukraine, and Moldova at the Center for Eastern Studies. Good to have you with us this morning. Let me just jump right into it. So what can you tell us about Mr. Tofan right now? What do we know of this man? He comes from a business background. Why did the president choose him, and how successful will that vote be on Tuesday?
Good morning. First and foremost, thank you for having me. Basically, Mr. Vasile Tofan is, let me put it this way, Alexandru Muntean, so previous prime minister, but younger. He is like Muntean, also a businessman with tons of experience, even though he's only 44. He's very well educated. He graduated university at Netherlands. He graduated Harvard. He was never really a politician, just like Munteanu. Munteanu was also an outsider, political outsider. And he's not even member of the ruling party. He is an economist. He is a financial sector specialist, and that's the main reason why he was selected for this job. Moldova needs to go through a series of difficult reforms which are meant to, which should stabilize its economical system, which should reignite its economy. So it's only natural to have this kind of personage at the helm of a country. What's even more important, and that's another reason why President Sandu decided to nominate him, and before that she decided to nominate Munteanu, is that, as I've mentioned, he's not a politician, so he can be perceived, and please pardon me this word, he can be perceived as kind of a burner, kamikaze prime minister. He can conduct unpopular reforms, particularly in economy, but not only in economy, which are necessary. And then he can take this burden of responsibility and, the popularity hit, in a negative sense, of course, on his shoulders, and leave at some point, saving party from this negative basically.
All right. I want to ask you on that, though, because you said that Munteanu previously was someone very much of the same background, also from finance, from the business world. So then I ask then, why this change? Why did the president now change? Why are we now having this new prime minister come forward?
That's a very good question. We really don't know officially why Prime Minister Munteanu resigned. His resignation was a great surprise for most of commentators and observers. It seems there are basically two reasons for that. First reason was related to those difficult reforms which I just mentioned. In particular, reform of fiscal system. Munteanu, as a person with financial background, he wanted to introduce certain changes to fiscal code, which would simplify tax system, which would make it more useful, more efficient for business, but also this reform was also relatively unpopular because one of main ideas behind this reform was to liquidate certain VAT reduced rates for goods such as food, fuel, energy bills in general, and so on and so forth. So this reform, even though necessary, was really unpopular among general public, and it seems there was kind of a resistance to introduce this reform within ruling party. And Munteanu simply decided to quit. I mean, he came up with the conclusion that well, I need to do this. I know it's good, but I don't have the backing of the ruling party, which actually choose me to lead this government, so I will quit. That's the one reason. And that's one reason. And the second reason is the corruption scandal, which you've mentioned. Just a couple of days before a resignation of Munteanu, it turned out that several people closely related to ruling camp, including family member of Madam President, were working in the different public institutions or in the public companies, and were receiving very high wages without any verification or reason or ground for this. So it seems that there are actually problems related to nepotism and corruption within the current pro-Western administration in Moldova, which is relatively natural. I mean, I'm not justifying this, but this party is in power for 5 years already, since 2021. So it's this kind of processes are unfortunately happening. And it seems that Munteanu was trying to fight it. Munteanu was trying to dismantle those schemes, corrupted schemes, and probably was not able to do this or met with some resistance. And that was another reason why he decided to quit. He simply said, I cannot continue on this position and at the same time be true to my rules and my beliefs.
Yeah, I think he said he cannot no longer continue. It's against his principles. So as you just pointed out there, we'll see if this next prime minister will also get that backing. That's the big question on Tuesday. There's a lot of things that are in the interest that will also focus on the economy. He said there's challenges ahead. Another thing, an interesting one, which comes also now and very much in focus for Moldova, is EU accession. That process continues. Certain of these chapters have now been open. I think now 4 out of 6 are now open, I believe, after the fundamentals one. And at the same time, the potential new prime minister.
Actually, right now.
Two.
Yeah,
okay.
2 clusters.
So these clusters are open, many chapters in that, but nevertheless, the fundamentals are open. He also has said now, Mr. Tofan has said that he wants to sign an EU accession treaty by 2028. So is he going to be successful with that? Will that pace continue fast enough?
Let me say that the plan to sign an accession treaty till 2028 is ultra ambitious. It is possible to finalize negotiations till 2028. If Moldova will manage to open all remaining clusters, and there are like 6 clusters, 2 are open, Moldova needs to open all of them and to close all of them. And then after opening and closing of those chapters, Moldova will reach this readiness to sign a treaty. But readiness is one thing. Another thing is political will of EU member states to sign and then to ratify this treaty. And that would be the hardest part. And of course, it's, Moldova got limited influence on the decision makers in in EU countries. So let's focus on closing those chapters. It is possible. Moldova is in a relatively easier position or better position than Ukraine, for example. Negotiations in Moldova and between Moldova and European Union are not as complicated as in case of Ukraine, mostly because of the size of the country and size of its economy. The problem which Moldova faces is not really negotiation itself. I mean, Moldova is not really negotiating too many things within this so-called negotiation process. Moldova needs to simply implement certain regulations, so-called acquis communautaire, so EU regulations and EU rules. It needs to transpose them relatively fast enough into its legal system. And that's the issue which causes the real trouble. But it seems that would be possible, that would be doable, if only Moldova will remain politically stable, if only Moldova will not face any serious Russian pressure, and I'm right now talking about some probably kinetic pressure. Moldova will be able to do this. Real problem is will happen later. So it happened when ratification or even signing of this treaty with European member states will start. We will see whether that will be possible.
All right. Now you said already, you hinted at those threats, those hybrid threats, mainly coming from Russia. Moldova already has experience in trying to be resilient, so we'll just hope that that does continue. Look, thanks for that comprehensive insight. Really appreciate it. That was our guest here this morning, Kamil Całus. Thank you so much.
Pleasure is mine.
And thank you for watching World Talks, but stay right here on TVP World for more news and commentary. Goodbye.